Chapter 51. Art of Human Transformation. I returned to the cave along with the black lizard and went to sleep after eating dried meat. No, I actually pretended that I went to sleep and I had truly been waiting for the black lizard to fall into a deep sleep. I wanted to temporarily move to leave the area, but the black lizard who had been sleeping in a corner of the cave home is rolling around in the middle. I stood still since my impressive display was interfering with the sleep of the black lizard, which was now moving a lot. Karabokishimekeru. Karabokishimekeru. The black lizard's sleeping breath can be heard. I stand up silently while suppressing the sound. Truly, I just want to experiment the art of human transformation away from the lizard, and do I feel guilty about this? Most definitely. You know, it is a sudden possibility that the black lizard attacks me in fear when I become a man, and I am just trying to avoid being seen by the black lizard in order to avoid that kind of situation. Karabokishimekeru. I went to stand up to my feet. Black lizard extends the forefoot. I wonder if this action was done unconsciously while it was sleeping, but for some reason my heart is aching like I was being detained. I wonder if the black lizard can get used to the village life. I know it would be unreasonable for him to feel normal, but I do wonder. Even if black lizard does not have an issue, it is also possible that he will scare the human villagers. I also will not go often because visiting the village just once with the black lizard was enough to give me what I wanted. The peace of mind that I wanted since I came here. It is just a strange skill, but because it might be of use when driven by the need in the future, but I think it's not bad to find out more details about it in advance. It is necessary to firmly decide whether or not to use it. So this is just a confirmation of a skill, nothing more. I want to go to the village. I would like to chat with people. I want to raise the level of language skills. Also I want to meet Milia, but I will never think of doing such thing at all. But anyways, now the main purpose of this testing is just for a confirmation of the skill. With this reluctance thoughts, I headed out of the cave to the lake, where I will be able to see my face. But should I really try and do it? For example, why did I obtain art of human transformation now of all times? Come to think of it, why did I suddenly think I can do it without Thea's skill? Why is this idea even going around my head harassing me? Could I be mistaken by any chance? It was not shown to me through my consciousness, but something more like in my deep unconscious. Race, child plague dragon. Status, normal. LV, 37/40. HP 161/161. MEPE 157. ATK 141. Defense 120. Magic Force 140. Quickness 129. Rank des plus. Characteristic skills. Dragon Scales, LV2 God's Voice, LV3 Gyrisha Language, LV1. Flight, LV2 Dragon Scale Powder, LV1 Darkness Attribute, LV. Resistant Skills. Physical Resistance, LV3 Fall Resistance, LV4 Hunger Resistance, LV3. Poison Resistance, LV5 Solitude Resistance, LV4 Magic Resistance, LV2. Darkness Attribute Resistance, LV2 Fire Attribute Resistance, LV1 Fear Resistance, LV1. Oxygen Deficiency Tolerance, LV2 Paralysis Resistance, LV1. Normal Skills. Role, LV5 Status Inspection, LV5 Baby Breath, LV5. Whistle, LV1 Dragon Punch, LV2 Plague Breath, LV1. Poison Fang, LV1 Poison Claw, LV1 Dragon Tail, LV1. Roar, LV1 Star Drop, LV1 Nutcracker, LV2. Art of Human Transformation, LV1. Title Skills. Son of the Dragon King, LV Walking Egg, LV Clumsy, LV4. Just a Fool, LV1 Infighter, LV4 Pest Killer, LV3. Lie Spitter, LV2 Evasion King, LV1 Relief Spirit, LV5. Tiny Hero, LV2 Path of Evil, LV3 Disaster, LV1. Chicken Runner, LV2 Cook, LV3 King of Meanness, LV1. Grite, LV1 Big Game Eater Giant Killing, LV1 Pottery Craftsman, LV4. For example, what will happen to me? Would I be accustomed to being a human being or being with them? I honestly don't want to break up with the black lizard, but why would I not want to live in the village when I can humanize? But taking the black lizard in the village is a big no. After all, if I brought a monster to the village, they would absolutely go crazy and attack. Could I live in the cave and live in the village every 3 days? No, but... Anyway, I have yet to even check the details of Art of Human Transformation. Art of Human Transformation, normal skill. It can be used to take the form of human beings. For the price of a loss of half HP during the skill's activated state and during transformation, attack and defense is decreased by half. Furthermore, MP will continue to decrease while in this form. Well, I guess this is the little disadvantage for having 10 fingers. If my MP is also reduced over time, then I can't stay for a long time in the village after all, so it depends on the degree of how much it decreases. Until now I have only wanted to be with the humans, but now it is completely different. Even if I get along with them in my human figure, and can I even convince them of the circumstances, like how I'm actually a dragon? Given that the moment I first meet and the time last I made contact I was nearly attacked. I mean, I alone will rejoice and cry just being able to normally say hello. From what I have seen compared to other monster, I have a lot of MP, so I should be able to take a human form for a while. Oh no, I have gotten super excited. I just hope that I am handsome. Now what if I try to do it but I become a woman when I humanized? I can't say there is no chance that I won't, because I only have vague memory of my previous life. I wonder if I was beautiful. Looking into the lake. I had a black bulky body. The unequal heinous fangs seem to even shuddered as if they forget their own look. My nails looks like they are likely to kill a human with just being pierced, and black majestic wings cover my back. Behind me floated the full moon. What did the moonlight have against me? Really? Will I be a man? Or get used to? Is it good? Once I become a human being as I used to live in the form of dragon, will it not become painful? Also, to an important extent, how will they see the black lizard? Will he be seen as just a monster? I avert my conscience from the questions that have been raised. Not because I thought it was nice problem to ignore, but because I was afraid of the back and forth thoughts I would have. No matter how much I think, I will not find out the answer, but once I even things out it should all be fine. Art of Human Transformation. The moment you use, your body will feel like it becomes smaller as it is compressed. The body is going to change in color from black to red. Intense pain will come and go through your whole body along with it. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts. Wait a minute. This really hurts. I am going to die. It was not exaggerated. I do feel a sense like that of being pressed inside a hot iron machine. This man will not give up. Gaia. As I can be driven unconscious by the pain, in order to avert this I am screaming from the middle of the lake. I fell down on the spot and involuntarily vomit everything inside of my body. What was that? Did something bad happen to me? As it is, I'm looking at the surface of the water. My body was covered in dark red scales and I had some kind of eerie humanoid appearance. Despite only downsizing, my fangs and claws have very little change. I mean, through my eyes I can see I am all covered in scales and have a foolishly big mouth. Wait a minute, do I look this twisted because of child plague dragon? How many times did God fucking need to drop me when he made me? I was a little worried until now, but I like a total fool. I've been exploited. I should have choose one of other two choices than the child plague dragon. Race, child plague dragon. State, humanized LV1. LV, 37/40. HP 80/161. MEP, 142-157. ATK 70, 141. Defense 60, 120. Wow, so much of my MP is gone already. It consumes 1 MP per second? So I can only transform for 2.5 minutes. Even if this was a complete human form, it can only escapes by running, so it can't compete with my dragon form. I have a bad feeling that trying to soften up to people would work just as well in this form as my dragon one. I check my body and feel that the organs are not fitted in the same positions as it was in humans. I then immediately cancelled the art of human transformation and became limp, standing beside the shores of the lake. In other words, I won't use it anymore. A certain female swordsman's departure. Marusha sighed. Marusha, is it alright to take this C-rank request? I have already told the other member that today is only just Yuno-chan that will be you company, you know? I came back to receive the request form, and Yuno comes up to complain non-stop as usual. Yuno is a Canis Huma from the humanoid dog tribe. Many people discriminate against people based off their country of origin, but I can only seem to think of them as Earth Huma that's just stuck with dog ears and tail. Even when I try, I just can't seem to find the value of difference between them. It's the opposite. If I am accompanied by only you, I can run away without hesitation in the case of emergency. Marusha. Or rather, Yuno-chan, do you not have confidence in your feet? Hey, it is not that I have problem, it is just I am not gonna die because of someone I don't trust. Marusha. Yeah, can't really understand what the above said, we'll try to edit it later. A good reaction. Though people said that I'm a straight-laced person, I joked a little bit. Even Yuno is joining in too. It is important for an adventurer to have communication skill and create a smooth human relationship. Without confidence nor trust, it is impossible to cooperate. Yuno, did you cry a little bit? As Juno say, is it certainly somewhat dangerous to receive a C-rank request with just Yuno and me. The request of C-rank would normally be of the degree of difficulty which corresponds to subdue a single monster of C-rank. However, the requests that I had taken was a bit different. As long as the content is seen, there seems to be no requirement to fight C-ranked monster, so the degree of difficulty is lower than the mentioned rank. In addition, the content also attract my interest. People search, rank C. Location, Noah Forest. I saw in the forest a man that is supposed to be dead, and it has spread rumors through the village. I would like you to confirm its authenticity. The details will be told later, but first I want you to come to the village near to the forest. If you speak to the village elders about this errand, they should be able to direct you to my whereabouts. However, since this is a delicate issue, I want you to keep silent about the request to the other villagers. I knew about Noah Forest. There is a small village near the forest. The villagers consider the forest to be sacred, and they don't think well of a person who goes too deep into the forest. Or so I've heard. Certainly there was a shrine for the forest's guardian in the shallow forest, if I'm not mistaken. It seems to be a custom not to tread further past from there. In recent years, people's view of the forest being sacred has faded, and the amount of adventure who recently enter into the forest of Noah are not few either, but there is no meaning in purposely choosing that place as a hunting ground given that it may offend the villager. Because there are many places that have not been investigated by people for a long time, it is not known whether or not there are strange monsters and plants, or if they are just rumors. There are always rumors, but you rarely hear the concrete results. I can handle a D-rank monster at most, so the normal opinion is not changed to another forest. Though it seems that there a B-rank monster which is called the rock dragon. A rock dragon is slow-footed. Moreover, because of its gentle nature, it is easy to run away from it as long as you don't attack. So there is no need for much battling if we go the search around the forest. The difficulty of this quest is D-rank as you think about it properly. There is no meaning for this to be set to C-rank type that requires an expensive reward. Are they afraid that the adventurer won't come since it's far away from the country, or is there a much more tougher monster than what was known exist in the forest? I think it was normally the former one. If a dangerous monster was recently discovered, I won't be here writing the form to apply for the quest. So the main point will either be a ghost search or a monster subjugation. If it was the former, this will be a rewarding quest. Originally, I was interested in the Noah Forest. I heard a rumor about it and I wanted to go once, but I was hesitant when the old people from the village seen me with dubious eyes. If I accept this request, I could enter the forest with the approval from the village elders. It's as something like the village's official recognition. Then some collecting and hunting is permitted too. What a relief. Yuno doesn't want a dangerous request. Yuno. I pointed the request form to Yuno. Yuno snatches the form from my hand, run her eyes over the contents while gripping the edge. What the heck is this ghost search? This is definitely not okay. Yuno. In a rural place far from the religious community, many will fall for such story. The true aim of our client is, I want you to remove the unpleasant rumor spreading over the villages what I believe it is. Perhaps if the adventurer from the royal capital denies it completely, the rumor will fade away. Since it will lack persuasive power if an amateur were to accept this request, it is requested as C rank. Marusha. Though this is just a speculation to persuade Yuno, I don't think it is that far off the mark. It's pretty convincing since many of the mysterious part can be understood. But, by chance, this is related to necromancer, Yuno. Impossible. If monster of such a high rank appear there, it would not be such a leisure request like searching for a ghost. If the village disappears when we arrive, then you may do worry and Marutia. If that is case, Yuno-chan can return alive? Anyhow, Yuno still seems reluctant. As for me, I'm a little suspicious about this request. I feel bad for inviting you forcibly, so I guess there's no helping it. I thought this was a good request for you to make easy cash, but there's no helping it. I won't pair up with someone I don't know, so if Yuno refuse to go, I will cancel it. Official permission to enter Noah Forest is already obtained. In addition, I think the request is easier than the given reward, but it is my fault for taking it in a hurry. No. Those C rank, so how much profit is it? Yuno-chan had never heard of it. Is that so? The lowest was 30,000 G before and after. The moment I said the amount of money, Yuno's eyes were sparkling and exert more power to the hand that is gripping the request form. Chapter 53. A certain village investigation by the female swordsman, sighed Marusha. Over a few days, Yuno and I arrived at the village near the Noah Forest. When I informed that I want to meet the village elder, I was guided to a mansion inside the village. Given the characteristic of the roof and the weathercock, how do you say this? It gives the impression of a witch's house. There was a lawn in the fence with flower beds simply arranged inside, and that beside these patches of flowers were 3 wooden crosses that been lined up and stabbed in the ground. Is it a grave? Though I was sure I've seen a graveyard on the way. Meruchia. If the person here plays with corpses, wouldn't this be really bad, Kori Yuno? Juno tail becomes limp and drops as she clings to hide behind my back. When I ring the bell at the garden, the door is opened automatically. Come on in is what it seems to imply. I enter into the house while dragging the mildly frightened Juno. There is a table in front of the fireplace, and there were 2 girls were sitting on either side sandwiching it. One was a girl with chestnut-colored bobbed hair, the other was a girl with bright orange hair with braids. Apparently my guests have arrived. Milia, leave your seat. The girl with the braids started talking with a voice that doesn't match her figure, and the small girl called Milia lowers her head and went out of the house. May I ask to meet the village elder? When the girl with orange hair nodding her head in affirmation, it caused Juno to as usual become very reserved. It is me Jae. She talks in an ancient way. Try listen how Shiroyasha from Mondejitachi talk. She refers to the name of Mariel as she was a mixed-blood elf with slow growth. It seems to have a long life. Though I've never heard of a story of a baby born from elf and human, it is not an impossible story. Ignoring Juno, who keeps overreacting, I continue to the story about the request and Mariel. 3 people from the village goes to Noah Forest to hunt the rock dragon. 1 person died, and apparently 1 person has resulted in going missing. There was only 1 survivor, and that is Milia. 2 people from the village claims to have saw what looks like him in the forest, and Mariel ordered for them to be quiet about it to avoid confusion, but it is already a bit late at that time as the rumor has already become a hot topic in town. How the strange rumor began spreading over the village is not the main concern, but Milia seems to feel responsibility as being the only person to have survived, that she could secretly try searching for doors near the forest depth many times when she heard the rumors. To reveal the cause of the rumor, it seems purpose of the request was to stop Milia from going out to search for doors in the back of the woods. At the end of the story, it was added that the other villagers should only seize us as adventure who enter the forest just out of curiosity. I was thinking taking advantages of getting into Noah Forest without being seen by villagers with suspicious eyes, but I guess there's no helping it. The village elders had permitted for strangers to enter the forest, but problems may arise when departure. It is a law that was originally mere facade has become now. A lot of villager will be guessing about the request, but there is no need to worry about being harassed. That being said, it was a little bit disappointing. Because this is special, I want to search without reserve without being thought as shady. Earlier than the time being to go to the Noah Forest, I gathered information around the village. First I talked to 2 people that saw the figure after he became missing. Doors was dragging 1 foot with his face pale like having no blood. Though he looks conscious, he does not seem to recognize the 2 people. I entered a bar near a small plaza. For the time being I confirmed that the graveyard in the village is not damaged. This doesn't seem to be the work of a necromancer. Though I had understood it when I entered the village, like Mariel said, the elderly in the village doesn't seem to be fond of adventurers aiming to enter the forest. Strong atmosphere covered the entire place as this is the place with very few changes. I wonder it is too much to say that is it so hard for a change to be accepted by one generation? The rumor to be worried about was the one about I saw a big dragon flew in the forest. If it is a large dragon, then the rank could be considered as B rank, so I really want to think that it is irrelevant. No matter how I look at it, there is no relation between a dead body and a dragon. Though I was allowed to enter the library because I wanted to examine the history and customs of the village, we were driven out 1 hour later because Yuno starts losing concentration and start playing with the books on the floor. Though it is not possible to finish checking the part I'm anxious about, there's no helping it. It can be said that with this I begin the investigation into Noah Forest. Chapter 54. A certain female swordsman's intrusion, sighed Marusha. Forest of Noah was a place more dangerous than rumors. I managed to defeat grey wolves and moving mushrooms in the beginning while advancing smoothly, but when we had to turn around because of a cliff, we were attacked by a large spider. I managed to kill it by doing a pincer attack with Yuno, but it might have been a little dangerous if it is one-on-one. After a long walk, the vicinity starts to darkens. Yuno picks a mushroom that emits light grew in the forest and we use it as light substitute. Half a day had passed since we entered the forest, but we haven't found any clue related to doors. I guess it was just a bad rumor after all. Yuno-chan thinks we had already entered the deep forest. Yuno. Rather than coming here because of the request, I'm here purely for my curiosity. The monster has also become stronger, so shall we head back? Marusha. When I answer unapologetically, Yuno glares at me with moist eyes. Well, I thought it was like that too. Yuno. When I was about to turn my heel, I saw a strange thing in the distance. In front of the entrance of the cave, 2 statues are placed. One was shaped like a dragon, the other one was shaped like a human. Although there's already a shrine between the village and the forest, is this one also the same thing? But I've never heard of a religion that worship dragon in the village at all. As I thought, we need to check it, Marusha. When I turn around while saying so, Yuno is sniffing around with a sun sound from her nose. That smells like meat no matter how you look at it, Yuno. When I look at the direction Yuno points, a large amount of meat is stabbed to a tree that doesn't have any leaves. Frankly, it was a strange sight. I was preoccupied and doesn't notice it. There was a big monster bird with this kind of habit. I think I've heard of it. Marusha. Really? Did the bird pick up all the leaves, or is it the villagers? The meat too, I think it was cut to a reasonable size as you see. Yuno. We will. Marusha. Just when I found a convincing reason based on my knowledge at hand, it was easily denied by Yuno. But still, I don't think there are people living in the forest depth. I think for a bit after saying that. Don't tell me, does a missing man decided to live here after being touched by the nature? But still, why do such a thing? As I thought, this request is really weird, you know. Let's cancel it. Cancelled. In the first place, it was impossible to do a C-rank request with only 2 people. You know. A little bit more, let's get closer to observe the stone statue. Anyway, this is too suspicious, Marusha. As I approach the stone statue, Yuno also follows behind me unwillingly. When I get a closer look at it, I understood that it was well done. However, I cannot guess the time it was made. It's unnatural as there are no scratch at all, like it was imbued with magic to prevent deterioration. Let alone 10 years, I will even believe it if this was said to be built 100 years ago. Therefore, I don't know about the age of this thing. But what I know is at that time this was built, it seems like it was going to have a very important meaning. What's wrong? You're looking at it so much like you're going to eat it. You know. This statue, there is no scratches at all. It was imbued with a considerably strong magic. Marusha. You know. When she heard my words, Yuno puts the hammer and the mushroom emitting light on the ground. While touching with pita sound, words such as he or aho leaks out of her mouth interestingly. Then Yuno picked up a branch of a tree that had fallen near her and proceed to hit the stone statue with it. The branch broke and flew, but there's no sign of the statue being damaged. Fuma. Yuno. Yuno says satisfied while lifting the hammer with both hands. The weapon might break. Marusha. When I advise that, Yuno regretfully hold the hammer in one hand and pick up the glowing mushroom again. So, as I thought, we're really going. Yuno. It is very likely that this is related to the request. However, be prepared to run away at once in case of emergency. Marusha. Fwai. Yuno. Yuno, who was holding the glowing mushroom, is taking the lead, and we advanced into the cave. It does not seem to be very wide. Halfway inside, I felt my feet touching something that feels like a monster. Thinking it was a monster, I swing my sword to take it down. The metallic sound was heard. Once I calmed down and saw it, it was only a fur carpet on the floor. What? That surprised me a bit, Marusha. However, why is there carpet spread in such a place? When I look at it carefully, it is not in a very good state. The cleaning process is incomplete, so it is pretty damaged. If this cave is a little bit warmer, it might attract insects. Stone statue aside, this cannot be used for many years. From what I understood, the person who made this carpet went in and out of the cave recently. Marusha. Is it the people from the village? No, is there a person who can come here alone from the village? Was it a quarrel with the village? But then still I can't understand why people from the village would hire us if it was that. Or rather, is this shrine used as a thief hideout or something? Really, what happens here? No matter which hypothesis, it does not match very well. Anyway, let's leave this place at once and ask Mariel some questions. Chapter 55. A certain female swordsman and calamity-plagued child dragon, sighed Marusha. After lightly looking through the cave. Cave has an interior clad in bricks and has pots lined up in the back. We were thinking of peeking into the pots, but we don't have the leisure to do it. There is a possibility that the host come back in here immediately. I faced Yuno. Firstly, let's head back. There's too many puzzling things. Staying here too long seems like a good recipe to invite disaster. Marusha. Fu, I'm glad I can finally felt relief. Honestly, Yuno-chan felt more dead than alive when I was here. Is it my intuition? Somehow it smells like poison in here. Yuno. The moment Yuno said that from the cave, the roar of a dragon that sounds like ga can be heard. I immediately cover Yuno's mouth, interrupting her words. If we are caught by the dragon in such a narrow passage, I really don't want to know what will happen to us. The roar of the dragon stops after a few seconds. I remove my hand from Yuno's mouth. It's impossible to leave right now. Let's wait until that dragon goes far away. It means yes. At that time I heard a sound from inside the cave. Yuno is quick, turning the glowing mushroom towards the sound. Kishiai. It calls while stretching its tongue, a big black lizard. Wow, what is this? Do not move. Benemu princes lecheruta. I'm starting to think that Benemu is venom. It is a D rank monster with the nickname of Poison Princess. Although the strong venom is dangerous, it is said that the most frightening thing is their intelligence. Fortunately, Benemu Princess Leche Ruta ran to the outside of the cave to avoid us. What a relief. Although it is not difficult to defeat it with two people, as there are not countermeasure for the poison, the both of us could have died. It is one of the most dangerous monster in the D rank. Seriously. What is happening here? I wanted to leave as soon as possible, but the dragon from a while ago may still be outside. It is necessary to wait a little more. Marusha, look inside this pot. It seems like it contains spices. Though I've never seen this one before at Yuno. Spice? Why in such a place like this? Marusha. I look at the contents of the pot that Yuno peeked into. It was full of red powder. Its aroma stimulates my nose. It makes me hungry. Once, when I acted as a bodyguard for a merchant, I remember smelling the same scent. Don't tell me red gold dust? Marusha. Could it possibly be Fiperies? Yuno. The Fiperies was the plant that this kind of spice originated. Merchants dried and crushed the Fiperies until it turned into red gold dust, where it got its name, and as it was rare, the price is extremely high. In fact, there is a story that there are also nobles that have Fiperis as assets. Due to the large increase in value depending on the state a country and its economy, it is commonly preferred by peddlers. The unit price is high, but there is also many professional money lender that will lend under in order to carry out the peddling of Fiperis plants. Though because of broken dreams, peddlers that hang themselves because of this is not few either. The main problem is that there is 3 pots full of this mentioned red gold dust here. Yuno-chan, this, let's bring it back. Stuff as much as you can inside your bag. Marusha. Stop it. We'll get involved in some troublesome event. Marusha. I finally saw the whole picture. Perhaps this shrine is created by the villager. That part is correct. Although it's not good to build it in such a place, I have heard of a tradition where they build a sacred place in a dangerous place as a show of faith. Was here also the same? Or maybe there's not that many monsters here in the past. It's either one of that. However, the one who live here now is probably just a band of thieves. Because they attacked the peddlers to snatch the red gold dust, they are probably hiding here until the heat is cooled down a bit. Though it is not possible to leave right now, it is necessary to report this to other adventurer. Because there is this many red gold dust, the peddler should have employed reliable bodyguards too. After plundering to choose this forest full of dangerous monster, they could either be idiots or they are pretty confident in their strength. Yuno and I alone cannot deal with this. Although there doesn't seem to be any of there here now when the band of thieves returns. I'm really worried about what might happen. My eyes instinctively run over to the exit of the cave. In an instant I saw a huge black tail. The dragon that roared a while ago is lying in wait for us outside of the cave. I see Yuno remain silent. Yuno looks at me with a cramped face too. That tail? Yuno. No doubt. Although it is small, it's the Calamity Plague Dragon. Apparently it looks like combat is inevitable. Marusha. Eek. Ca Calamity Plague Dragon, that's a pretty dangerous dragon. Why such a dragon in this forest? Yuna-chan hates dangerous fight, you know. Yuno. Calm down, Yuno. If it is that size it should only be D-rank, supposedly in Marutia. I desperately rake up information about the Calamity Plague Dragon inside my head and organize it. For the Calamity Plague Dragon, there's not that many trusted record that remains. The Testament said that the survival rate is low for those who encounter it. While there are some texts like short stories remaining from long ago, I truly hoped that they were only exaggerated stories. The man who saw it will sometime soon received some kind of illness and suffered to death. There are also stories that claims that they had a cruel hobby of imitating a human to hunt weak opponents, though how much of that is true to make it as a reference. If all of that is true, the current situation means we're doomed. I can only felt despair at the current lack of information, but having some is still better than none. Don't get impatient, wait until it appears from the other side. Yuno will begin with the preemptive strike. Will your full strength create an opportunity? I will kill it at that time. Marutia. Yes. Yuno. Yuno throw away the glowing mushroom and grasp the hammer tight with both hands while we head towards the exit while silencing my step. I step diagonally backward while holding my sword and sharpen my senses. Yuno is trembling so much she is vibrating and prepares the hammer beside her head. Yuno has good intuition. The strength of the coming enemy was probably why she felt like that. Monster that had been watching from the entrance has finally show up. It was a humanoid monster with a dark red stiff body. The humanoid, however, no eyes, no nose, and no ears. It had a mouth large enough that extends to the cheeks and is lined with a row of tightly packed sharp fangs. The monster looks at its nail and then laughs. There is no doubt that this was the dragon from a little while ago. Suddenly I recalled the stories of the plague dragon. Confronted with weaker people, would hunt an opponent for a long time, and that there are times when take on the appearance of a person. Don't tell me those are all true? If so, then the two of us were things that it was regarded as a lot weaker. And probably we will be toyed with till we die. We cannot win. It impossible. In the end we will be trampled and brutally murdered. I point the sword to my throat as I want to commit suicide as it is. In front of a monster, how many years had it been since the last time I felt such as this? When I point the tip of the sword in my direction, the anxious face of Yuno enters my sight. Right now I'm in a position in which her life is also entrusted me. When I remember that, somehow I manage to regain my spirit again. Do not hesitate, Yuno. Marutia. When I scold her, Yuno regrips the hammer that has been slipping from her hands. Yes. Yuno. Yuno held the hammer and then beats the monster in the stomach with the hammer. Booga. Monster flew lightly through the air, but then fixed its posture and lands safely. I move one step forward and held the sword up in the moonlight. Though I use most of my remaining MP, saving it here may get myself killed. Lunar Lucent. Marutia. Sword became coated with moonlight and create numerous spheres of light. The light attacked the monster, causing a small explosion. It crashed into the monster's body and flipped it up into the air. As it is, I smashed the monster's abdomen and struck it the ground. Ha, ga. We should be safe and no longer truly in its clutches. But we can't let our guard down yet. Yuno raised her hammer trying to deal the finishing blow, but I send hand signal to her to restrain herself. Soon Plague Dragon should reveal its true form. We were able to put up a good fight when using the initiative, but right now the Plague Dragon is imitating the appearance of human being and toying with us before he eats us. If it returns to the dragon form, its movement speed and hardness of the scale will increase. We need to run away before it can counterattack. My eyes met with Yuno and she nods as we run towards the village. I looked back on the way, but there was no sign that the monster is coming to chase us. Chapter 56. The Duo. I walk through the dark path and return to the cave from the lake. My steps are heavy as expected. Ah damn it, still I want to have a full humanoid body. I can't believe that I need to suffer just to use art of human transformation. This is what means that I have to live as a dragon my whole life? I feels like it purposely tried to give me trauma. Don't tell me I have to suffer every time I use that skill. It seems to be necessary for me to check it first every time I obtained a weird skill. Like a skill to separate the head from the body, it won't be funny if the body is destroyed while the head is split. I wonder if I'm not suited to be a human. Or what, do I need to raise the skill level? Do I have to go through that suffering many more times to level it up? That is to say, I'm not fond of self-torture. Now that I can finally seen the cave and found a floating light that dazed near the entrance. Is that a Hikaradake? I know that Hikari equals light and take equals mushroom, but the words is written in katakana where it's usually used to spell foreign name in Japanese. Seriously, the more I'm checking his naming sense, the more I'm getting a headache. Like, he can't really think of the English name, so he decided to call a foreign mushroom in Japanese name with foreign letter. So tempted to change this to glowshroom. Hikaradake is a glowing mushroom, something which I have used as a light bulb in the cave. I turn it off at night by covering it with the grey wolf's fur. There is no way for the mushroom to emerge by itself. When I concentrate my eyes, I can see two women observing the entrance of the cave. The shorter woman in the back has the Hikaradake in hand. It looks like she is using it as flashlight. She was holding a foolishly big hammer in her other the hand that's not holding the Hikaradake. What is that woman? There's animal ear growing on top of her head. Is that girl a beast human? I'm not too surprised by this because I am a dragon. The other one wore a rough armor. Although it barely shows the body line, it seems like she can move well in it. What is a beast woman and a female swordsman doing in such a place? Or rather, the time has finally come for a human to visit my home. This is finally my chance to appeal to them as a friendly, cultural and peaceful dragon. I must control the timing of my appearance. I instinctively hide behind a tree and watch the situation inside the cave. The two female adventurer I observe from various angles from the entrance. Oh, I'm nervous. I need to show the height of my perfect image. Somehow I'm happy and nervous and impatient at the same time. The two people are in a silent state, having a dumbfounded look with their mouth open. It's because it is a product that I have created over and over again. The pot is one thing, but the statue at the entrance should have the most impact. While they're looking around, the girl put the hammer and Hikaradake on the ground and start patting the statue. Oh, can't be helped. You can touch it until you are satisfied. The moment I allowed them in my mind, the girl pick up a nearby branches and hit the statue with it. You bastard, what are you doing? I didn't allow you to go that far. Although the tree branch broke, as for me, I'm not feeling so good. I'll seriously cry if you scratch it. What a terrible thing to do. After that, while pointing the Hikaradake forward, the two people timidly enter the cave. The pots and carpet that I had laid inside, the salt and spices that I desperately collected, and also the dried meat. I'm looking forward to what kind of reaction they will have, so I quietly move from the shadow of the tree to the entrance of the cave. Oh, that reminds me, the black lizard is still sleeping inside. Gah! I bark into the cave and quickly hide myself. Now I wish the black lizard would wake up and flee. Kishiai. Tinefto. Mavri savra. 3 kind of screams can be heard inside. Black lizard then came running out of the cave quickly and jumps towards me. Kishiai. I patted the excited black lizard to calm her, and then I turned my eyes to the cave again. The two are peeping from the lined-up jar while looking like they're discussing something. I want to go out with the actually it's me kind of feeling, or I'm a dragon as smart as a human kind of feeling. Should I do it or should I not? But what if they only see me as a monster straight off to the cave? That's when a good idea hit me. While observing the two people who are in the cave, I coming up with plans about this and that but cancel them myself. Kishishi? Black Lizard stared curiously at the troubled me. The moment that I was about to direct my focus to the Black Lizard, I saw the beast ear move towards the entrance. In a hurry I run and stick to the wall of the entrance to hide my figure. Dangerous, dangerous. I was about to be seen. But what do? The preparations that I had done till now will go to waste if I'm only hiding myself. While I've decorated the interior so that I can live inside it comfortably, I also need to show that I'm not just a monster when a human appears. I can't hesitate here. There is no other choice but to do it. I use the once sealed art of human transformation as there are no other choices. Although I certainly have a terrible appearance, I didn't look all that different from a human. It should be better than my dragon form. Also, I think that unstable appearance is because it's my first time. Ga. Karabokishamekaru? I give a small squeal to the Black Lizard while stroking its head. To ensure that the Black Lizard does not rampage when it see my changed appearance. Karabokshi Kishi. Was it because of my appearance, but I felt Black Lizard crowing even more. This gave me some peace of mind to me. Even if I humanize successfully, I have no intention to separate from the Black Lizard. While stroking the head of the Black Lizard, I think such a thing. Though it might just be my excuse to depend on the Black Lizard. I calm my breath and create a strong image of a human in my mind. I got this. I can do it. Yet my mental image is not enough. The level of normal skill art of human transformation has increased from 1 to 2. Encouraged by the letter appearing inside my head, I activated the art of human transformation. The inside of my body heats up and become compressed. Perhaps because I was used to it, or as my body is adjusted for it, I think the pain is lesser than before. I can do it. It's possible to do this. Though I can't confirm my appearance, I think it should be more human than before. Kishiai. I look back at the Black Lizard who makes a small noise, but I look away immediately and enter the cave. I arrive at the entrance of the cave and looks for the two people. Their expression expressed the color of dark and fear. If you were to guess, it might be because I look like some kind of terrible monster. Well, could it be that there are monsters behind me? Mina ferite την απόλυτη. Είναι φυσικό. With a shout, the beast person launched herself towards me. The foolishly big hammer slammed into my body. Because I was in human form, my offense and defense was reduced by half. That blow could have been downright fatal. Booga? I was sent flying through the air with the good strike, but I somehow managed in arranging a landing posture. As that was happening, the female swordsman who was standing behind the beast girl, holding the sword to the outside of the cave. Φως του φεγγαριού. With a cry, the moonlight is reflected on her sword and it changed to several spheres that attacks me. I got hit by 5 of it and falls to the ground on my stomach. Ha, ga. The beast girl tries to finish the worn-out me, but the female swordsman stops her. The two people left, trying to run away. Kit Kishiai. The Black Lizard who see the two people running away tries to chase them. Gripping its tail, I manage to detain her somehow. When the two people disappears, my body expands. I return to the dragon form with a crouching posture on the ground. Gae. Kishi. With a lick, the tongue of the Black Lizard touched me. I wonder if she is trying to console me? The me who is desperately trying to betray the Black Lizard. Kishiai. The Black Lizard cries again, then it pays attention to the stone statue at the entrance of the cave. Standing there are the dragon statue and a human statue lined up on each side of the entrance, but it gazed towards the human statue. Which makes me wonder how much the black lizard understands about the current situation. It's already good that it's not surprised to see me suddenly transformed. It even tried to console me after the disturbance just now, so I think the black lizard might be smarter than I think. Poison dried meat. I slept longer than usual today. Because of the painful experience last night, I want to recover my HP as much as I can. Kishi. Kishi. I thought the black lizard had got up long ago, but when I woke up it was sleeping beside me. Last night, black lizard also woke up because of what happened. It began acting with extreme vigilance, so it might not sleep well after that. Recently, I don't doubt even if the black lizard wake up in the morning and stand silently. No, well, it's okay. Using the status check, I make sure that the injury from last night is healed. Race, Calamity Plague Child Dragon. Status, Normal. LV, 37/40. HP 148/161. MEP, 157. It's a little short from a full recovery. It is enough to work hard all day today. However, because it is already past noon, there's only half a day remains. For the time being, I also confirm the status of the black lizard. Race, Benimu Princess Leche Ruda. State, Sleep. LV, 23/35. HP 120/120. MEP, 143/143. It seems to be in excellent condition. However, considering the experience gained from killing the twin head, it gained 3 level. Last time it was level 20, it seems to be raising properly. I felt kind of guilty because of my experience value correction skill. This guy will also evolve someday. Honestly, I'm not sure how it will change our hunt once the black lizard evolves further. Even the twin head felt like a boss with the current me. The black lizard and me ate the dried meat. After finishing breakfast, I open one of the pot in front of the black lizard. Kishi. Ga. Black lizard is curiously twisting her neck. Kishishi? Ga. Kishii. With gestures and cries, I earnestly request that the black lizard put its poison on the dried meat. Somehow it seems to have understood what I said, because the black lizard raised its head too and voiced a sort of understanding to my command. Soon the orange monkey should come looking for the dried meat. Then the trap will firmly teach them that they made the wrong enemy. They always are acting in groups of 4. If I only to bring one down with the poison, the remaining 3 ought to be easy to kill for black lizard and me. I am now LV 37/40, so it is possible to evolve if I gain 3 more level. The monkeys should be sufficient. As long as I evolved, I should be free from this abominable figure. The kind of encounter where a hammer stuck to my belly should decrease too. The black lizard is smart, and with my evolution nearing it should recognize me. The black lizard was thrusting his head into an empty pot in the corner of the cave, filling it with poison. Because the pot is slightly cracked, I left it at the corner of the room. I have no idea about what the scratch is for, but well, I really don't want to see the trap made by vomiting, and although the poison fog can be used in combat, the effect is not very useful as it vary for different people, so it was not the perfect poison. A.N. Not sure about the translation. Perfect. The poison was finished. First of all, the poison is barely colored. It make the color of the meat barely changed. Appearance-wise, I think this one turn out great. Next, the smell is also thin. I rubbed the meat with Fiparis herb that I had made before to deceive the smell, so unless the orangutan had better nose than me, they won't notice it. Indeed, professional poison is totally different. I soaked the piece of dried meat to lace it with the poison, and it mixed with the other meat that is drying out on the tree. So as it is not eaten by mistake, I create a cross mark on the branches it is hanging from. Since my hand naturally began getting sores from the poison, after I finished my work I got the black lizard to detoxicate the poison. I hide with the black lizard at the entrance of the cave, watching the tree hanging the dried meat. Those fellow that had already learned the taste of meat dried with salt and contains the fragrance of spice, I'm absolutely sure that they will come again. Though I was enthusiastic at first, I'm starting to get irritated because they does not appear that easily. Should I try to increase the amount of meat a little more? Or should I spread Paris powder to lure them with smell? Kishi. The black lizard is also running out of patience, as that can be heard from its cry. As we look at each other, we mutually agreed that lookout was troublesome, so we laid on the ground playing. Yuk! 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 After some time passes, when I had completely forgot my purpose, I heard a voice writhe in agony. That must be the cry of the orange monkey. Though the appearance is that of a monkey with long red hair, its cry is definitely not ape-like. I put down the black lizard that was on top of me and get up to look at the tree. Ak! Ak! Yuk! Aak! One orange monkey falls from the tree spouting bubbles from its mouth, while the other three is jumping around. Though I'm not sure the exact meaning of their dance, but it is sure that they are in utter confusion and doesn't know what to do. Well, I wonder what degree the poison is applied. Race, orange monkey. State, poison alpha large. LV 16/30. HP 68/96. MEP 83/83. Ooh, it worked. The orange monkey's individual combat power is not very high. Although it had various skills, its stats is definitely weaker than the clay bear. I could take two of the other party alone. Firstly, the one weakened by poison can no longer fight, so there are only 3 left. It's possible for the black lizard and me to handle this with room to spare. Now then, shall I go and exterminate the pest that always tried to take other people's dried meat? I'll turn them as my dinner and experience points as it is. Chapter 58. The 2 orange monkeys. Black lizard and me exit out of the cave, and in front of us was 4 orange monkeys. After seeing me, the orange monkeys looked at its companions that is suffering from poison, and then it glares at me again. They seem to have noticed that it was poisoned by me. Yuk! Ik! Eke! The 3 orange monkeys are filled with anger, and they charged at me while the long red hair waved along the wind. Shall I check its status for the time being? Race, orange monkey. Status, normal. LV 17/30. HP 98/98. MEP 45/45. ATK 82. Defense 51. Magic Force 60. Quickness 92. Rank D. Characteristic skills. Earth attributes LV. Group behavior LV. Dexterity LV2. Resistant skills. Fall resistant LV3. Normal skills. Bite LV2. Scratching LV3. Stone throwing LV4. Indiscriminate imitation LV2. Clay wall LV1. Monkey whistle LV3. Magical power transfer LV2. Title skills. Forest acrobats LV2. Cooperation skills LV2. Loyalty LV4. Although it is somewhat small differences in LV, but the status did not change much between the 3 of them. Skills aside, the balance looks good, but there is no skill that could make me panic. Oh, but I wonder about whether cooperation skills are good. The twin head that I fought before had the average stats of over 140 with an all-rounder skill. It seems like fighting separately is going to be hard. GA. My cry as a signal, the black lizard to some distance quickly. I suppose the black lizard is trying to provide cover fire with the clay gun. Ak. AAA. 2 of them come launching an attack while scratching, and I effortlessly fend them off by swiping the ground at their feet with my tail. While listening to the sound of the 2 fall onto the ground behind me, I stare at the eyes of the 3rd in front of me. Eh. The 3rd one jump while having its arms crossed, trying to hit me with the built momentum. Using the momentum, I counter with a dragon punch straight to its stomach. Ogu! The third is thrown in the air, but it lands on the ground safely after gripping a tree branch and use it like a horizontal bar to kill the momentum. It's a wonderful move, but there is no doubt that it had received damage from the dragon punch. In fact, it is holding its stomach painfully. No assistance from the black lizard yet. Was it because it thinks that currently I don't need a support at all? No, I don't think there is that enough room to win. Though I hope the lizard will gain levels from this fight too. I can still keep up with it even if it tried to use some strange movements. There is no fear of being counterattacked after attacking it, as its strength is not on par with the clay bear. Also, there doesn't seems like there is a strong skill or unusual skill like the one from the twin head. There is no element that I found from it to be a challenge. Can I handle this alone? One is already down from the poison that play a huge part it seems. As for the battle formation and cooperation, I found it slightly odd. It's probably the kind of formation that requires 4 people. The 3 of them moves while rebuilding their postures and surround me from 3 directions. Are they supposed to surround me from 4 different directions? No, they are trying to find blind spot as they are circling me. The black lizard helped me with the clay gun once it became dangerous, and to begin with, the orange monkey that charged at me before is still limping, clearly showing the damage a while ago can still be felt. I might be able to break away easily. While the orange monkey is paying attention to the black lizard, I gradually close up to them. Black lizard does not move yet. As for me, I don't think it is necessary for the black lizard to move either. Gaia. Against the orange monkey that are facing each other, I released my roar with the urge to kill. The ability difference can be felt fully as they became stiff and wide open. Their battle formation had collapsed. I turn around and aims at the back of the 2. AAA. While hitting one of them non-stop with both of my hands, I beat the heck out of the other with my tail. The orange monkey that manages to shake off my attacks jumps back, but I also jump at it with a dash and hammer my fist into its face. Victory and defeat is almost decided. The orange monkeys only have half of their HP left. I can defeat it if I just give it another punch. 3 move away from me and harden in place. Ooh, are you going to surrender? But I'm already think of making monkey nabe today. The 3 orange monkeys puts the edge of all their fingers in their mouths and start making whistling sounds with all their breath. When 3 sound of different height come in succession, the 4th that suffered from the poison lift its head and squeeze out its last ounce of strength to whistle. Once the 4 sound combines, its volume grows higher. Moreover, strangely, the sound vibrated inside my head. What? Was this because of the skill monkey whistle? Is this a skill to cause abnormal stat system? Whatever their aim is, I must stop it as soon as possible. I quickly rounded my body to assault the 3 that had become stationary with my roll. Because I was moving in a straight line, the 3 barely managed to avoid it by jumping. I had no problem with it since my aim was to interrupt the monkey whistle. The 3 elegant sound is interrupted, it finished ringing and echoed slowly. The next moment, when I felt relieved, big footsteps and roar approach from far away at tremendous speed. Don't tell me it was a skill to call for companions? When I face the footstep, there appears an orange monkey's at least twice bigger than the other, dashing towards this place. One of its eye is wounded, but it seems to be full of power. Hey, a wild boss appears. This one is on a totally different class than the 4 I faced. The black lizard that had been hiding in the shade has jumped out and ran to my side. When the boss of orange monkey comes, the other 3 go around to hide in the shade while holding the one suffering from poison. Orange monkey's boss glares at me with eye that looks like it was made from glass beads. A chill ran down my spine and my body unconsciously took a step back. Shit! When they thought that they can't win, they decided to call for the high-ranking fellow. Chapter 59. Boss Orangutan. Hello Mina-san. I'm Pengu and decided to pick up this novel, so will be in your care. I will try to give 2 chapters per week if possible. Enjoy. Asterisk. The situation changes into 2 to 5 because the boss jumped in. However, with the poisoned one, it is 2 to 4. Though it was possible to cope with the number until just now. I don't know what will happen if the boss enter. For the time being I check the status of the boss orangutan. Race, large orangutan. State, normal. LV 27/40. HP 198/198. MP 140/140. Attack, 123. Defense, 82. Magic, 110. Agility, 122. Rank, D+. Characteristic skills. Earth attribute, LV, cooperation, LV. Dexterity, LV. Resistant skills. Fall resistance, LV3, physical resistance, LV2. Skills. Bite, LV4, large nail, LV4, stone throwing, LV4. Monkey imitation, LV3, clay wall, LV2, monkey whistle, LV3. Wide rest, LV4, quick, LV2, power, LV1. Telepathy, LV4. Title skill. Forest acrobatist, LV2, cooperation skill, LV2. Boss of group, LV5, supporter, LV3. Though its HP is high, the combat efficiency is not as high as its appearance. Though if compared to the usual orangutan it won in both attack and defense. However, the worrisome is its title skill supporter. Also power and quick, they are probably skilled to strengthens the underlings. Also wide rest is a recovery magic for many. Being able to entirely recover the damage, in addition it can send reinforcement. Fortunately the boss orangutan doesn't have specialized aggressive skill, so I'll attack it before it can move. Gaia. I run straight into the boss and blow baby breath. The blow gather in one place and it's burned. Kshi. The black lizard stood diagonal from me and fire clay gun. The numerous stone gravel is shot to the boss. Ow! When the boss orangutan called, the other 3 that hide themselves come in front of the boss. A dash. A dash. A dash. When the 3 orangutan raised both of their arms, earth raised, a wall of earth appeared. Bay breath and clay bullet is repelled. It probably the skill clay wall. It produced by the 3 and huge wall produced in an instant. Ow! I hear a voice of the boss and light leak out behind of the wall. Perhaps it is wide rest magic. If the boss isn't kill first the fight will prolong. Is it the boss tactics to have the subordinate protect the wall? It tries to strengthen and wait for reinforcement. Somehow we need to kill it quickly. Do we sneak around? No, haste make waste. I curl up my body, I use roll and rush to the wall. I was repelled, but there was a response. I extend my body while rotating in the air and land safely. At the same time around the base the wall collapsed. A dash. A dash. AUO. There was the 3 subordinate who recover completely on the other side of the wall. Not only recovery magic but also reinforce magic is received. They surrounded me and the black lizard quickly. They are much faster than previously. A dash. A dash. I was sandwiched, the orangutans come left and right. I evaded one and guard the other with my arm. The nails forcefully tear my scale and inflict damage. GA. When I leaned back I heard a sound of kick on the ground. The 3rd orangutan approaches. Damn, its punches as violence as a steamroller. Eh. The sound of stone flew and the 3rd orangutan fell. It was the black lizard clay gun. Nice, it was dangerous. Ew. The orangutan scratched and clinged on me. I didn't resist, however I bite on the should which it's grabbed me. AGU. However, the orangutan didn't part slash. I who could not move because of the entanglement, the boss orangutan greatly swing its arms and struck me. The black lizard charged at the boss with roll. The boss received at the chest and staggers. By using centrifugal force, I fly lightly to the opening and use roll to strike at the open area of the boss. *AA. The boss raises a sorrowful hollow and hold its head on the ground. Hee, it is considerably effective. Skill roll raise from LV5 equals 6. The skill level rose to praise my single blow. There is only the boss and black lizard in the front. When I look around, the two orangutans are about to throwing stone at me. Yuga! I received a blow to the forehead and left eye. The moment I held my face, the boss orangutan knocked the black lizard and ran to me. Damn! I immediately grasped the enemy's position and engage in defensive flight. My wings expand momentarily and struck hard at the boss. I flew behind and took a great distance by using the other party's power. The black lizard used row to stand next to me. It sustained damage several places and full of scratches. When I confirm its HP, it is half worn out. The status besides agility is low for black lizard. Its strategy is surprise attack, kept its distance and catch prey off guard is suitable the most. However, in present condition, the enemy have advantage in number. I have no choice but to charge at the enemy. No, I have the black lizard to help me with the close combat, but still we are at a disadvantage. It is difficult to kill the boss. Also the case where I have to deal with the subordinate. Moreover, the orangutans gather for the boss's purpose. Surely is it going to recover again? It aims at me who went out to obstruct in a panic. The boss throws stone with the other three. I avoided to some degree. I decided to give priority to speed and decide to receive to some extent. GA. At the moment I use baby breath, the three orangutans go in front. A dash. Ow. A. The earth wall appeared to separate them from me. I did not kill my momentum and round my body to crush the wall using roll. Similar to before, I was repel and land. From the collapsed wall, there were the completely healed orangutan. No way. Impossible. I have completely exhausted only to start at the beginning. I looked back to the black lizard. I can't close into the boss for close combat. Should I fight 4-on-1 in close combat? No, it's impossible. I have to consider other option. Chapter 60. Telepathy. Per suggestion, I will change orangutan to orange monkey. The boss will be great orange monkey. There is no editor for my TL, so if you want to be one, contact me via Skype, Pengu, and we see if you qualify. That all, Pengu away. Asterisk. The war potential of other party are 3 orange monkeys and the boss. The orange monkey who was poison isn't in position to fight. Though the boss regularly giving it the recover, it doesn't seems to able to move straight. Race, large orange monkey. State quick power. LV 27/40. HP 198/198. MP 5440. The boss still has more than 1/3 of its MP. After giving reinforcement and recovery repeatedly, only that's left and mistake won't be taken. Though one of my plans is to keep making them use recover magic until that disappear and see who finish first. I would like to decrease the follower number by using Nutcracker, but there are no room in this confusing fight. I will be ganged on if I concentrated only on one. In the first place, it is hard to hold a violent demon than to fly with one. To make it succeeds, I have to neutralize it to some extent and in an unobstructed environment. Even if I arrange to there is still the fact that I have to neutralize the follower. Different from theories here, one reality, the damage we sustain can't not create those circumstance. If only there was a way to recover here, then it would be all right. I confirm the status of the 3 subordinate, but HP and MP still need recovery. There is poison alpha small in all of them, but as far as I seen, they are moving normally. Though the black lizard has poison fang and NAL, but I feel that they only grazed. I seem to have to hang on a little more until it can be effective. The black lizard normal strategy was surprise attack and run away. Though there might be something to do if I can attract the other party attention, being pushed by number, now isn't it a goof combination? Giving up the surprise strategy, should I have the black lizard to the front? If it shoots poison smog, all would be caught, but I don't know if there is a change for detoxification. Neither HP or attack is high for the black lizard. Should I have it move to a safe distance and use clay gun? It is quite a bad situation. While the black lizard in the far back interfere with clay gun and we find chance to escape. In return we can't come back to the cave for a while. I should to abandon the cave and intend to escape. Though I feel attachment, it can't substitute for life. I checked the other party status again. The boss, 1/3 of its MP. The 4-follower body, the HP and MP is not fully recovered, they suffer scratches, one suffers from digested special poison and can't fight. That fellow can't fight, isn't he a hostage quality monkey? The boss monkey recovery magic prolongs its life while combating. That fellow feeling is strong, the cooperation is effective. The black lizard can detoxify it. I start at the boss and check the monster status. According to the high character and intelligence, there must be room for negotiation. Great Orange Monkey, D+ rank monster. The evolution which the Great Orange Monkey who duel for great time and became chief. Excluding this method, the Orange Monkey doesn't evolve to Great Orange Monkey. Evolution is related to Orange Monkey defied by the sacred duel. It remembers support magic to support the group. By chance, do they sense evolution by instinct? It is sound fishy, but I should assume this time I think. The duel which is their scared culture is in place, so the intelligent is rather high. In the midst of battle to which anyone could die, but the matter of idea for strategy is not bad for itself. The skill only the boss had, telepathy communication, wait my mind. GA. I voice a roar to ask the black lizard to cover by shooting. When the black lizard leaves me, simultaneously the 2-follower faces the black lizard. Though there is uneasiness, the war potential is distributed and I can say it is welcoming. If it concentrates on evasion, the black lizard surely can't be caught by the 2 orange monkeys. Among the 2 orange monkeys striking at me, the right one have poison alpha small status. Its movement is awkward. After giving out some feint to the left orange monkey, I run to the side of the right orange monkey. I avoided the boss waiting from behind by using roll. I cancelled roll quickly. The one that suffers from poison by consumed poisoned meat, I set my nail around its throat from behind who can't move. The orange monkey look at my appearance with its eyes dyes in red. The 3 orange monkey rush toward me. Judging from the impossible situation, I steps into for negotiation. However, the boss who have telepathy communication. I ignored the 3-follower and glared at the boss completely. The chance of success is low from the beginning. If it failed, I will run away quickly. All the enemies target me now in all direction. The black lizard should be able to escape easily. That appearance, do you possess intellectual? The thought of the boss entered my head. There is no word but the voice is concrete and deep. Beside the content of the question that throw at me have emotion and personality transmitted at the same time. Is this telepathy communication? I won the bet. The follower hardened when they see their boss and mine appearance. It is possible to communicate, however at the same time I found that negotiation is difficult. The anger, height and strength of the boss, the reason for the instinctive to be transmit because of its intellect.